What's up, guys? Just wanted to come at you with a gear review for the UGQ Bandit quilt. I had initially been looking into quilts for quite a while, and then I decided on UGQ. The price point was super good. Not only that, they had the ready to ship one, so I got to kind of do it how I wanted. So I ended up getting a 20 degree that is 78 inches long, 55 inches wide. I got it with a closed foot box, 1 ounce of overstuff in the foot box, as well as 1 ounce of overstuff in the body. Spent I don't even know how many nights in this now. Good amount of nights. Had it for probably about 7 months, from temperatures ranging from high 40s all the way down to freezing. And man, I stayed super warm the whole time. One thing to note too, I wanted to get the overstuff just because I kind of wanted to test it at its lower limits. Obviously the lowest I've gotten to is probably right around 30 degrees. But man, when it was kind of in that, mid 40s, low 40 range, this thing was cooking hot, probably even a little too hot. But comes with this sil nylon stuff sack. With the 2 ounces of overstuff, you gotta really jam it in here to fit. But if I pop it open right here like this, right away, comes out nice and good, starts fluffing up right away. I opted for the Moroccan blue on the outside and the just black on the inside. I believe that's an M10 fabric. It does tend to get a little bit sweaty once you get hot, but typically when I'm sleeping in it, I'm wearing like a layer like this, kind of smart wool bottoms as well. And as I said, when I was at kind of those lower temperature ratings, like it was just in Montana like 3 weeks ago, and man, it was really warm, really comfortable, and just honestly best night's sleep I've ever gotten in the backcountry. I'm gonna bring it on back behind here, set it up on the pad, and show you some more. All right, so look from above the UGQ Bandit. Starting down at the foot box, I'm gonna kind of start low here. You can see how thick and fluffy it is with the 1 ounce of overstuff. Like when I come in here, I give it a little poof, comes back up right away. So that's really puffy. It almost kind of has like a marshmallow feel to it, which is nice. Flipping it over on the other side, you see how it has the 2 snaps here like this. When the weather's, cold, I'll button both those up. And then when it's warmer out, I just open them up and kick my feet out. On their website, it says that the 20 degree has 2.5 inch baffles. When I went home and measured this, I measured from the bottom of the chamber up to the top, and it was about 2 3/4 inches of baffle. So a little bit more. I'm assuming that's just due to the overstuff, but everything is really thick. It's really full. I've never noticed any cold spots, and kind of when I go all around, it's just very puffy all around. There's the 2 snaps. What the hell? Oh, there it is. There's the 2 snaps right back here like this, and then the cinch cord for the neck right there. Alright, so working our way over to it now. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you kind of mostly know what the specs are on this by now. It has 3 pad attachments, 1, 2, and then a 3rd one right up here. When you buy the quilt, it just comes with one of the elastic bands to do it. I ended up buying 2 just because I didn't think 1 would be good enough. And 3rd, I don't even think it's necessary. Most of the time, like when I've spent the nights in those cold weather, I've pretty much just used that and then crawled in and buttoned these top 2 buttons. Something you need to keep in mind, so I got the 78 inch long, 55 inch wide. I'm 6'1", 170 pounds, and I got wide shoulders for my size. So, pardon me, it fits me pretty well. I wish that it would just be just a tiny bit wider, but honestly, that's such a minor complaint. I'm gonna hop in it real quick, just so you can kind of see where it comes up to on me. Disgusting shoes. Get out of here. Boom. So right away hopping in, boom. My toes are all the way to the end. My feet are fully relaxed, so they're straight right now. And you can see, if I'm just relaxed right here, it comes up to right underneath my chin. On the colder nights that I've had, I've ended up pulling it all the way up this. So I'm 6'1" again, so it comes roughly kind of right up to around my eyes here like this. On the colder nights, I've buttoned up both the buttons here. 1, 2. It'll fucking go in. There we go. Boom. And ended up tightening up these right here. And I like these two just because they don't really get in the way when you sleep because they're behind you. So boom. I'm gonna pop my head in here like this. So I predominantly sleep on my back, but occasionally I do get up on my side. I noticed too that if I try to abruptly get up on my side, I get a draft, but that's probably gonna be any sort of quilt you're in. So normally sleep here like this. So when I do get up on my side, I move slowly. See. Right here like this. So that's how that kind of fits when you're roughly my size. When I was out trying to get something like this, spend a lot of time on the internet, obviously I'm looking a lot at, Enlightened Equipment, UGQ, Catabatic, other stuff like that. And I'd never done a quilt before. And I was also looking to lighten my load. So quilts were kind of the obvious choice. I ended up settling on UGQ and initially wanted to do a custom one, but I would have had to wait probably a month and a half for that. And I find that given all those options with how many colors you can get, yada yada yada, I was just getting decision fatigue. So finally I just said, all right, I'm just gonna get the pre-made one, do 800 fill power, and get out 2 ounces of over stuff. And honestly, I'm so glad I did that too, just because I seriously was gonna get an Enlightened Equipment and had my mind made up. I'm gonna get this color and this color, and then like 10 minutes later, I'd changed my mind, and I was just kind of over it and just wanted something that I didn't have to think about anymore. So having spent a bunch of nights in this now, I've never gotten such good sleep, like in general. Like I'm not a good sleeper, just even in bed, but with this thing, it's really awesome. I don't like sleeping bags that much. I don't really like feeling confined. And this thing's perfect. If anyone's ever worried about the pad attachment system, I heard some people say that it's like, not as good as other ones, but I mean, it works pretty damn well. It's not as, streamlined as like the plug and play clips, like you gotta finagle it a little bit more, but it works really well to the point where I'm not ever trying to rush to get this thing on here anyways. And anytime I hop in this, I know it's going to be solid, I know I'm going to be warm, and I know that I'm not going to get drafts, as long as when I'm switching sides that I'm doing it carefully. And if anyone's looking to get to get this particular quilt, UGQ on their website has a bunch of pre-made options, and I would honestly point someone in that direction. I was getting ready to spend hundreds of dollars on a down sleeping bag that I wasn't even really fully committed to getting, and I'm really happy I went with this instead, because as I said, man, I've pretty much never gotten this good a sleep in general, especially camping, but it's super awesome too. So I'm real happy with this thing, and I'm going actually backpacking again here in a couple weeks. Temperatures are scheduled to get down to the low 20s, so I'm curious to see how this does there, and I'll probably do a little update video after this one, let you guys know how it goes.